There it is. Ace to win the set. It's caught. 20-10 touchdown.
This is going to be in the gap.
Yes! Scores on the deflection. The Ann Arbor Huskies win their first state championship.
Hey, a pleasant good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen, from the Anoka Fieldhouse, where tonight we've got Northwest Suburban Conference basketball action between the Osseo Orioles and the Anoka Tornadoes in girls basketball action on a Friday night, a packed house here at the Fieldhouse. Hello, I'm Tim Anderson, joined alongside the coach, the Hall of Famer, the legend, the great Pete Hayes. Coach, I don't know if you're all of those things, but I decided I'll throw all of that stuff at you. It seems to make good sense. This Anoka team is young, but Nick Novak's got something cooking here. They're off to a really good start, 3-1.
Yeah, he really does. I had a chance to see them earlier in the season against a really good Eastridge team. Their only loss. They hung right in there with them. Maddie Frecking, she's the one for Anoka right now, averaging about 19 points, but they have 2 or 3 girls in double figures, so they don't have to just worry about Frecking. Anoka has a whole bunch of girls who can play.
Yeah, no question. Frecking, on the other hand, did have 32 points the other night in the win that they just had, I think, on Tuesday night, and now here they are back again on a Friday. And also keep your eye on a lot of those young pieces. They have Evan Apenga shooting from the outside, Lydia Lackinen having a great night. As you can see, they've turned the lights off for a little introduction action. This Osseo team's only in their 3rd game of the season. As you can see, big crowd here tonight for youth night, as Lydia Lackinen gets the introduction there for this Anoka Tornadoes team. This Osseo team, though, is looking for a win tonight. They're a little bit undersized in comparison to Anoka. Very rarely has that happened, but that's the case tonight for this young Osseo team.
Well, I'll tell you what, they got a couple of kids also in double figures. Aaliyah Wilson, who is a senior, they're one of their leaders, and then Jasmine White, an up-and-coming sophomore, is also in double figures this year. So we expect a good game, and I'll tell you what, this place a little electric tonight.
Fun
it's
atmosphere.
Exciting.
Yeah, they've turned the lights out. They want to try to create a little vibe here for them, and the good thing, the student section, as always, showing out tonight for basketball action. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. It's a great atmosphere for basketball. Should be fun. Hope you enjoy it. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for these teams this evening as they get the lights back on. Starting lineups for Nick Novak's team. Sammy Mukangi, who I feel like she's just a junior, but she's been here forever, it feels like. Evan Apenga also back in the backcourt. Lauren Youngquist, the only real senior in the lineup. She will be as one of those 3 post players along with Maddie Frecking and Lydia Lackinen. On the other side for head coach Doug Erline, you can see they have Jalen Choi and Alea Wilson, also Tatum Miller, Araya Mitchell, and Jasia White. So it should be a good matchup. We'll have to see. What do you want to look for in these first couple of minutes? What are you looking to see, Coach?
Well, you know, with a loss last game for Osseo, they're going to want to stay close early. They're going to want to make sure that Anoka doesn't get out and get rolling in front of this big crowd because, you know, as a player, you get pretty excited, you know, when you have a big crowd like this. So Osseo is going to have to stick with Anoka early, and then they'll be okay. So I think that's the key to this first start of the game.
Big crowd. We'll see how this young Tornado squad handles it. One thing last year, they were young last year too, but a lot of these core pieces played big minutes for this Anoka team. I feel like that's paying off already, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and they have a couple of seniors out there too that have been here playing for a couple of years with Lackinen and Youngquist. And so they have some young pieces, but they also have some veteran leadership.
Youngquist going to tap it up here in just a second with, I believe it's Miller. We'll see here. Nope, take that back. They're jumping with Mitchell. And taps one by Osseo. It's Choi who's going to bring it into the front court for the Orioles. And we are underway here at the Fieldhouse on a Friday night. The give off to Miller. Miller feeds it back up top to Wilson. Alea Wilson quickly gives way. Finds Mitchell again, and it's stolen by Mukangi. Mukangi tries to take it in, and that's poked away. Nice job defensively that time by Osseo as they were able to get back, and Miller able to kind of tie up Mukangi as she tried to go up and get a layup.
Yeah, great job by Miller there. She matched her step for step. Hand right on the ball. Excellent call by the officials. And if anybody knows me, I usually don't appreciate the officials too much.
Very quick to, I'll say most of the time, very quick to defend.
But great job.
Mukangi with the feed on the inside. Frecking going to try to turn it around. Nice little feed with the left hand and knocks it down for the quick jumper. 2-0 in favor of the Tornadoes. Soft hands on the inside from Frecking. A little drive now. And that's rejected by Frecking. Already making her presence felt. Tornadoes are pushing. Lackinen had that and lost it. Now it's Frecking who will take it back. Cross-court feed. Youngquist for 3. Missed it hard off the back heel. Rebound, Frecking on the inside. Tries to get the pass off, but is fouled as she goes forward to Apenga.
You know, an interesting little side note here, Tim, is the referee with the ball right now is Tom Phelps, who's an old Anoka graduate, and his dad, Bruce Phelps, was the music director here for many, many years. Saw him out in the hallway.
Oh, Apenga with a three. Maybe they'll give marching band notes at halftime as well with all of that knowledge. We'll see. Apenga knocks down the three. It's 5-0 in the early going for the Tornadoes. Choi, guarded by Youngquist. Bit of a mismatch. Choi going to put it on the floor with the left hand. Going to try to come back up top and does. Feeds Wilson. Wilson was mentioned by the coach in the pregame. Keep your eye on her. Inside feed. Looking for an up and under move is White. White back out top for Choi for three. Missed that shot. Loose ball. Frecking going for it and has control of it and will take control of it. Has that poked away momentarily. Good hustle by Osseo. Good hustle by Anoka to take it back. That ball's all over the floor. Mukongi's got it. Feed Apenga from the parking lot. That one's off the mark. Rebound Lackinen. It's going to be off her hands. Can she keep it? Yes. But now it's a fight on the floor. Can Frecking hang on? No, it's off Lundqvist's foot, and it's going to be a turnover Osseo ball.
You know, a big part of Anoka's game is that Apenga can get going at that point guard. If one of those two guards shoots the ball well, they're going to have a very good opportunity of winging, and Apenga 1 for 2 here early.
Yeah, that was a heat check from way out there. Chance right there, stolen away. Mukongi gets the steal, sends it ahead to Frecking. Now a drive from Lackinen. She traveled. Oh, it's offensive. They're going to call her for an offensive. They'd rather call her for the travel, I'd think. First one of the game, and it's on Lydia Lackinen. Let's see if you can take another look at it right here. Now, she had the 2 steps, but clearly did run over the defender.
Well, both teams playing some real tough defense here. A lot of hustle going on. A lot of excitement in the building.
Wilson on the feed to Mitchell. Mitchell missed that shot. Short. And the student section for Anoka lets her hear it.
Yeah, pretty much. You're going to hear that air ball chant every time she gets it from here on out.
It's always tough when that happens early. Lackinen kind of playing the point forward, dribbling it into the front court. Back to Apenga. Now Youngquist will take it. Youngquist. Lackinen out to Frecking. Frecking wants to go baseline, but she's cut off. We'll take a screen from Lackinen. Has it poked away, but no! A foul called on the reach. And they can't believe it. Jasia White thought she had a pick and thought she was going the other way, but instead she's called for the contact. First foul on the Orioles.
Yeah, I think they got Frecking.
Second on White. I'm sorry, she had 2. I missed one earlier.
Frecking caught it right on that wrist. I see it's wrapped up pretty well, so we're going to have to see how that affects her throughout the game, but I saw that she was kind of holding it after that foul.
Amina Hargrove in for White now that she has 2 fouls. Frecking's going to go to the right hand and try to fall away. Wants a foul, not going to get it. And we're going the other direction with it. Here comes Osseo. Osseo trying to keep it moving with Tatum Miller. Miller with a left hand. She'll drive. Rejected by Lackinen. We're going to go the other way with Apenga. Apenga, Youngquist, has room on the baseline. Trying to float one. Can't do it. Lackinen cleans up underneath. She's mugged. And we'll get a call.
Lackinen is fired up tonight.
No
Boy,
question
she went
about
up
it.
with 2 hands and blocked that shot and then went strong for a rebound for Anoka, and they'll retain possession here with a 5-0 lead.
Nice start for the Tornadoes as they get things rolling here. 5-0 still, trying to look for another hoop. Frecking will catch up top. Mukongi, guarded by Choi. Left hand Mukongi now kicks it out. Apenga from another deep 3. That one's short. I would tell her to move up a little closer to the 3-point line, Coach. Just my thought.
She's saying, give me the ball. She made that first one, and the last 2 have been NBA range.
Into the game now comes Laurel Kuyan, who is a sophomore guard, another young player getting significant minutes for this Tornado team. Miller working with Mitchell. Now Choi. Choi trying to work on Youngquist. Goes on the floor baseline, just kind of heaves it up there. It's an air ball, and Lackinen will take it on the rebound. Lydia looking for a screen, didn't get one there. Decided to go one-on-one. Going to drive with the left hand. Now backing down. Nice up and under, but I think she traveled first. Yep.
Yeah, good call by the officials right there. But Lackinen went up on that rebound, grabbed it with one hand and said, Give me that ball.
Do you want to see that much dribble from the forward? Would you like to see her maybe pass that off and get into position?
Well, Anoka has very good point guards, guards so that they can bring that ball up the field, also Frecking, or not the field, the court. But you know what? She handles the ball pretty well.
Chance for three. Miller, she's hit on the three by Mukongi, and that's going to be a free throw. 3 free throws coming for Tatum Miller. Mukongi will pick up her first foul. And that's a tough one to give right there because that shot was away and little contact late.
Yeah, these are big free throws here early on for Osseo. Not on the board yet.
Still not after the first one. Only down 5-0. You haven't scored yet,
right.
But the wheels haven't completely fallen off yet, but you do need a couple of buckets here.
Right. Well, you know what? I really like the way that they're playing defense right now. That's going to keep anybody in any game if you play good, tough defense and you work hard, and that's what Osseo's been doing.
A little too much forward spin there from Miller as that thing went hard off the back heel. Got one more coming.
You want to come out of here with at least one. Kind of looking like the Gopher men's basketball team I've been watching. They're shooting about 50%.
That's tough. And it kind of gets the lid, kind of take the lid off of it here too if you can make one. Gives you a little confidence. And they do get 1 out of 3. So the Orioles are on the board. They trail by 4, 5-1, and now they go full court pressure. The young sophomore, Laurel Kuyan's going to have to break the press, and she does. Oh, a couple of moves there. Puts it on the floor with the left hand baseline. Oh, baby, was that good. Ooh. A dazzling move by the sophomore guard.
She goes end to end, lays it in, a little shovel shot with the right hand. She's pretty pumped up about that. Here's another look at it. She comes down the baseline, goes up with the right hand, puts it in the back of the bucket, and it's 7-1 Anoka.
Misses the free throw. Lackinen controls it, though. Lydia going to go back up. Nope, she's going to go the other way to Mukongi. Now they feed Youngquist, who's wide open for 3. He can't quite get it, and a rebound by who? Osseo will take it. But that was fun to watch, I'll tell you that. Here comes Tatum Miller.
Tell you what, she got that rebound, and she was looking to knock someone's chicklets out there. Those elbows were flying.
No question. It was almost her own teammate. Kuyan comes in, feeds Frecking. Trying to go to inside Youngquist, but Youngquist got to come get that ball. That's a steal. And Miller will take it away. Osseo trying to run. Haven't been able to get Wilson involved yet. There's a drive. And off the mark, rebound Lackinen. That's what Lydia does.
Oh, man, she's been really tough so far. Looks like Anoka's going to take a timeout and talk about this. But a good start for the Tornadoes, up by 6 here early in the game.
Yeah, they haven't been able to make much yet, Coach, but they've gotten the lead, and they've been able to play some pretty good defense on their own, and they're not allowing the second chance opportunities for Osseo.
Yeah, most of Anoka's points so far have been on individual efforts. It hasn't been like we're seeing 3 or 4 passes. They're mostly individual efforts, but that works too.
Let's take a look at the standings here and see how things are shaping up early on in the Northwest Suburban Conference. Centennial 1-3 early on. As you can see, it's very early in the season. A lot of teams just kind of feeling themselves out a bit. Maple Grove up 2-2. Champlain Park's played 1 game. Blaine's 3-0. The Anoka team, as we mentioned, at 3-1. So a lot of room to grow here in this conference, and I expect a lot of really tight competitive games.
Yeah, and most of the games so far, Tim, have been non-conference games. So this is what kind of tells starting tonight.
Laurel Travel, yeah, picked up the back foot. Can't do it. Can't do that.
Well, she's young. She's going to learn by that, Coaches are over there coaching them up right now.
Yeah, I kind of like the little spark plug energy she brings in off the bench.
It gives them 3 nice guards.
Yeah, because they can kind of go small here if they want. 3 ball from the outside. That is way off the mark, and a rebound by Apenga. A quick feed. Youngquist looking to go. Boy, she gets drilled right there as she tries to go up. She thought she had an open run to the basket. Osseo had to close the gap quickly, and it was a hard foul committed as Youngquist tried to go up, and I'm not sure who got the worst of that.
Well, Youngquist is a tough girl. I've seen her play soccer and watched her grow up since she's been a little kid, and she's a good athlete here at Anoka High School.
And it seems like she's always she's been the leader this year on young teams. That girls' soccer team was pretty young, and she's the senior leader, and here she is again.
Yeah, and she was one that started as or played a lot as a freshman on both of those teams.
8-1 as Youngquist gets 1 out of 2. We go the other way with Jayla Bennett, just checked in. Bennett, Choi trying to feed Wilson, but Choi will keep it herself, go left hand. Thought about giving it to Bennett, but instead will try to curl her way in with the right hand and get the nice layup. Jalen Choi on the board.
Yeah, I like that. She saw that opening, went to the hoop, wasn't afraid to use her left hand.
8-3. First field goal of the day for the Orioles comes with 11:50 to play in the first half. Kuyan waiting, the sophomore, the drive, the move to the basket, and oh man, I can't believe that didn't go down. Youngquist gets the rebound though and goes straight up. An early advantage on the boards, Coach, both directions, offensively and defensively for the Tornadoes.
You know, you were talking earlier about Osseo, pretty small lineup, you know, and Anoka has some length on their team, and Lauren Youngquist is underneath the boards and comes up with that rebound and gets hacked.
Foul on Araya Mitchell, her first. Youngquist goes and hits the first one calmly. Some subs as Frecking checks out, Lydia Lackinen back in, along with Lizzie Shoknek.
Maya Sampi, a little more length for Osseo in the game, number 45.
Certainly a counter from Coach Erlene, knowing he's got to get maybe a little bit bigger. Try to see if he can combat on the boards as Youngquist makes them both. It's 10-3. Choi guarded by Youngquist. Back in for Hargrove. Hargrove now Bennett. Bennett working between the circles. Golf feeds Wilson. Kind of been waiting for this. Wilson going with the left hand. They converge on her as she gets towards the paint. Back up top for Choi. Choi with a nice pass on the inside. Can Sampi do anything with it? Not yet. Has to go back up top. Wilson, now Sampi, guarded by Lackinen. Sampi tried a little up and under, couldn't get it. Osseo trying to take their time. Drive. Foul. We'll get 2 shots here. A hard foul on Wilson.
Yeah, you could just see that Wilson wanted a shot. Any way that she could get one, I knew she was going to try to. As soon as she got it back that time, she goes, I'm not giving it up. You know, I'm the leader of this team. I need to get us going here. And she threw up a prayer, but luckily she got fouled on that one.
Yeah, they get the foul on Laurel Kuyan, the young sophomore, who will pick up her first. Good thing there, because Lackinen was there with the body. I thought they could have called either one right there. I think Novak will trade that. Coach Novak will trade that foul. Not able to make that free throw. And it's still 10-3.
Anoka spreading it out a little bit here.
And that's what they wanted with Youngquist. Can't finish, didn't use the window, just tried to loft it in with a little finger roll. Couldn't come up with it. Now Jalen Choi coming through. That's a total charge. We're going the other way.
It has to be. Oh.
Jalen Choi just running over Apenga, and I wonder if Coach Novak wants to make a move there, and I think he probably should. Yep, here comes Sammy Mukongi back onto the floor, along with number 23, Katie McKay.
Yeah, that one had to hurt. I'll tell you what, though. She's a little bulldog.
Yeah, she's tough.
She's
Goodness.
Another tough kid. She took a hard charge there, and she's still out on the court.
Well, you'll feel that one in the morning. Lizzie Shoknek, who was in for a minute, is quickly out as well. McKay's going to drive just in off the bench. Not able to come up with a good defense by Sampi, just enough to alter the shot. Wilson wants this matchup and likes it against the young sophomore. They converge on a double team. Now back up, and yep, that's right. Good call. Laurel Kuyan again. Just it's a tough matchup for her against the stronger, bigger Wilson.
Yeah, absolutely. I liked Katie McKay there. You know, comes off the bench and she goes, give me the ball, and went right to the hoop. Missed the shot, but to come off the bench and make an offensive move like that's pretty impressive.
Check that. It was Mukongi who got the foul, and still a good matchup for Wilson. I think she's got a size advantage on both. And again, looking to go one-on-one with Sammy, but she's kicking the ball. And it's up for grabs, and now Choi's got it back. Choi with a little stutter step. Another one, trying to work on Youngquist. Feeds Sampi on the inside, and they got it.
A couple of nice Nice passes by Osseo there. Wilson's just got to let the game come to her, and she'll be okay.
Lackinen, the runner. Got it. Kind of wonder, she's been looking for her shot in this half, getting all the rebounds, but that time an opportunity to put one away.
Well, she's come to play tonight. I said that earlier, on the offensive end and the defensive end.
12-5, 9:32 to play, first half. Choi, step back two. Got it. Nice shot from Choi. She's got 4.
Yeah, Choi's been impressive. A couple of baskets and a couple of really nice passes here in the early stages of this game.
Leads all scorers with 4 points, by the way. Oh, Apenga wants to change that from the parking lot. Can't knock that one down. That's a little closer to the three-point line at least. He's quickly back in after going out and getting a quick breather. Here's Choi. Choi maybe a heat check on Youngquist. Stepping back, now takes the screen from Wilson. Trying to go back out towards White. Nope, that's a foul. I'll take that back on Hargrove, and McKay's reaching in and hacking.
Yeah, they should be, they need one more.
I think so. We're getting closer to that.
We're getting close.
Getting close. They're 7-5 on fouls right now. Osseo over the limit.
Anoka has a nice little rotation. They rotated 4 players here already in the first 10 minutes of the game.
And that was the problem last year. I think they were so young and not very deep. This year that youth is serving them well because now they're, I think, a much deeper team. Lackinen feeds, going on Sampi. Oh, what a beautiful little up and under. Got to finish, though. Not able to knock that one down. Offensive rebound back to the Tornadoes. Inside feed they go. It's Frecking. Frecking wants the right hand, can't finish. Now kick it back out, Lydia Lackinen. Lackinen from the free throw line. Left hand, turn, up and under. Beautiful little move, and put it down. That's an easy one. Little Dirk Nowitzki look right there. I love that from Lydia Lackinen.
Yeah, Lackinen's been looking for a move inside all day long, and that was one right there. And it was a nice one.
14-7. Lackinen with 4 now for Anoka, and another rebound. Because Lackinen's just cleaning up the loose change on the glass. Mukangi the drive, slapped by Sampi, and that's going to get the foul. You heard that from here.
Yeah, Lackinen's not afraid when she gets that rebound to come up court with the ball.
I like the fact that her eyes are up, right?
Yeah,
Don't you love that as a coach,
absolutely.
that as soon as you get that rebound, you're looking for the outlet, you're looking for a fast break somewhere?
Yeah, and if it's not there, she's not afraid to bring it up. So a really nice job by Lydia Lackinen to start this game.
Sammy to the line, makes the first one, her first points of the night.
Anoka doing a little bit better job than Osseo at the line, and that's part of the difference in this game, a 8-point Anoka lead.
And you got to think, yeah, they've given up at least 4 or 5 on the line, have the Orioles early on. Making them both. Osseo not messing around. They want to get back on the other end quickly, see if they can catch the Tornadoes napping. Inside drive, it's Jasia White, and it's a held ball, and that's going to go to the Tornadoes' way. I think it was either going to be a held ball or a travel.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice job by Katie McKay there, getting both hands on it without fouling. It goes right back Anoka's way.
Just maybe hurrying a little too much as Osseo.
Well, I think some of them aren't letting the game come to them. You know, they
Oh, bad pass there.
They want to do too much.
That time they do get an open look. Can't knock it down. Yeah, just got to run their stuff, be a little more patient perhaps. There's Choi trying to go in amongst the trees and draws contact, this time on Lydia.
I like Choi. Choi's been dishing the ball. She's been going to the basket. She's a junior on this Osseo team. Osseo, a pretty young team too. I'm looking at the roster here, and it looks like they only have 3 seniors on the team, so they're also very young.
Yeah, Choi I kind of like. She seems like she's not afraid to shoot the outside shot, but she's not afraid to put it on the floor and go too, and you kind of love a guard who could do both things.
Yeah, playing pretty good defense for them and also making some nice dishes for Osseo.
They're hanging around, are the Orioles, down 16-8. They're going to probably have to go get Lydia here pretty soon because she's got 2 fouls, as does Sammy Mukangi, so they got to be careful with that. But you love the rebounding that you get with Lackinen on the floor, so you don't want to necessarily give that up.
Yeah, she has to be careful.
Inside feed, a look. Can't finish. Gets her own rebound, goes straight back up, and this time she draws the foul. And I'm sure she's getting a little frustrated with herself in the sense that she hasn't finished a couple of these bunnies at the rim.
Yeah, she's had a couple bunnies, but you know what? She's grabbing rebounds, offensive rebounds. She's the only one that's been getting those offensive rebounds for both teams. So gives yourself an extra opportunity and puts her on the line.
Misses that first free throw. Yeah, defensively, she's just a menace. She's just everywhere. Youngquist back in. Kuyan back in. Mariah Wilson back on the floor for the Orioles as Lackinen tries to finish off 1 of 2 and does. And they're going to sub her out here for Shoknek. Back on the floor is the young sophomore Lizzie Shoknek.
Yeah, probably a good idea, Tim, to get Lackinen out with the 2 fouls, like you said. Plus, she's a little tired right now, and that's usually when you get that lazy foul. So, good call by Coach to get her out.
And there's a good drive. They see Lackinen not on the floor, so go ahead and drive right away.
I was thinking that same thing. All of a sudden, she's not there, and they start driving to the hoop. So she's a big part to the Anoka team.
Trying to answer on the other end is the young sophomore guard, but that one's going to get knocked out of bounds as she kicks it away. And it'll be another turnover back to Osseo. 17-10, Tornadoes lead, 6:37 to play first half. That was a big hoop for Wilson, just her first real bucket of the game, and they need her to be a factor, need her getting looks pretty consistently, I would think.
Well, they're only down by 7, Tim. You know, it seemed like Anoka's been taking the play to Osseo, but you get a bucket here, all of a sudden you're within 5.
And a wide open look from the outside, and they got it. 3 ball, good from Jasia White.
Let's make that 4. Got a 4-point game with 6 minutes remaining here in the first half.
And now if you're Coach Novak with a couple of fouls on Lydia Lackinen, how long do you want to try to milk the clock?
Well, I'm not thinking too much more. It's kind of going to depend what this next 1 or 2 minutes does here.
Sammy had a look right there, in and out. That one looked good, but here come the Orioles. They got all the momentum. Wilson's going to drive, going to dish, going to feed inside, and they get one. Beautiful pass on the inside to Araya Mitchell, and she's got her first hoop of the game. It's a 2-point ball game, 17-15 Anoka.
Wow.
What a move by Laurel Kuyan in the paint. Can she finish? No. And another rebound, a lot of in and out for the Tornadoes. Hoop's got a lid on it. And we're going the other way.
Yeah, if you're Anoka right now, you just want to settle things down a little bit.
Wilson, feed. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, and they can't finish. Boy, that was nice on the inside. Wilson with some great vision in the paint.
Anoka's going to make a couple of substitutions here, but they are starting to take the ball underneath with Lackinen out of the game. That is for sure, Tim.
Yeah, the whole offense really seemed to change. All of a sudden, the whole floor opened up, didn't it?
It sure did.
Here's Jasia White, who will miss the first one.
Not bringing her back yet, though.
Probably the right move, trying to milk as much as you can, but you do get a little bit bigger. You stay with Shoknek, you go with Apenga, Youngquist, Frecking, and McKay. 0 of 2, but they get the offensive board, something they haven't been able to do in this first half until right there. Wilson thinking of putting it on the floor on Youngquist. Will take a screen, a little pick and pop from the top of the key. Can't finish. Now Frecking gets the rebound. Tatum Miller trying to take it away but can't. Now Frecking will bring it up. Maddie with the move. Got it with the left hand. The quick feed to McKay. McKay dribbles back up top. Apenga takes Youngquist. Oh, Youngquist had it poked away by Jasia White. White going to the basket. Can't knock it down. Good defense by Youngquist to get back. And Apenga, got to watch the carry there. She almost got away with that. Ball's loose on the floor. Who's going to get it? Jump ball. It's Osseo's.
Yeah, good hustle by both teams out here tonight. That's what you're expecting when you're playing in front of a crowd like this on a Friday night. So both teams working hard, and we have quite the ball game going here, Tim.
All of a sudden, it's become a little something, hasn't it?
Sure has.
And Osseo's starting to feel pretty good about themselves back into this thing. Weathered that storm, as you mentioned at the top, Coach.
Yeah, they sure did. Anoka just needs to settle down here. They'll be just fine, but Osseo feeling good.
Interesting matchup here is the young sophomore Lizzie Shoknek on Tatum Miller. Oh, yeah, what's going to be Wilson going left hand? Count it, and one coming.
Yeah, nice play there by Wilson. I like Apenga being on her, though, with her quickness. But Wilson got the better of that one, and we're all tied up.
And there's Lydia back on the floor replacing Youngquist. And Osseo a chance to grab their first lead of the game right here. And we got one brewing here at the field house tonight, as now here comes Wilson, who was pretty quiet early, now quickly 5 points in really the last couple of minutes.
You know, I think Anoka is kind of like me. You're thinking, all right, here we go, we're fine. All of a sudden, look at this. They got to get Frecking going.
They really do. Lackinen up top, going to put it on the floor. Try to step back. Somebody's got to cut. It's Frecking who will cut. She's reached in on and hacked, and she finally will get the contact and go to the line. Foul called inside there on Araya Mitchell.
Well, Lackinen came out and said, let me be the point guard. She was the one who made that pass, dribbling out on the top of the key, and she found Frecking and puts her on the line, trying to get Anoka even her back up on top.
I'm with you. I'm kind of concerned about the Frecking's wrist. It did feel like she was kind of holding that a bit after that foul, and she got that was a hard foul. But there's probably some discomfort there. It doesn't stop her from making the first free throw.
I know she's a tough kid, too. Like her brother, Evan.
Yep.
Tough kid.
Runs in the family. Can't grab that rebound. Osseo controls. We're tied at 18. First half. Under 4 to go. Wilson, who's been red hot here lately. Now Miller on Shoknek. Now they go back to kind of a zone here, Coach.
Yeah, they haven't shown that much today.
Showing a little 2-3 zone here are the Tornadoes. Maybe to protect Lackinen on the inside from foul trouble, perhaps.
I like that idea, Tim.
Oh, ooh, right there, she could see she backed off with the body to not draw that foul, and Frecking may have committed that one right there instead. Loose ball foul. Who's it going to be on? And Maddie is getting banged around pretty good here. And it's going to be on Hargrove. Hargrove picks up her first, and
yeah, you don't want to be on the ground too much when you have a wrist like that, you know. Usually you use both hands when you're falling down.
Yeah, that hurts.
That has to hurt a little bit.
And she's clearly getting the Osseo girls showing to be tough. They want to be physical with her, which is the right move. Be physical, test her out, see if she can handle some of that.
Well, they're doing a really good job in her. You know, they got the scouting report.
Oh, in and out again. A little bit of the iron unkind here. A lot of in and out from this Anoka team on this side. Frecking, though, with a free throw could put them back in the lead. It's tied at 18. Frecking's got 4 as she makes 1 out of 2. A long way from the 32 she had the other night. 19-18 Tornadoes. Miller back in that zone of the Tornadoes. Trying to force everything outside for Osseo, but they're going to break that zone down. Lackinen blocks it. And it's out of bounds. I'll tell you what, if they're running a zone, though, you don't want to see a guard break it that easy, do you?
No, you don't. So I wouldn't be surprised if they change it up, because when they get beat like that, Tim, all of a sudden that exposes Lackinen down low, and she has to make up her mind whether she reaches in, tries to block a shot, or takes a foul, and you never know what the officials are going to call.
Yeah, it almost forces her to play differently than she wants to play. Clearly wants to be physical. Oh, big 3 from the outside as Wilson's able to get one going. Well, they go give it 2. They say 2-point basket there for Wilson, 21-19.
Do they want to look at our camera and see if it's...
Maybe they do. I thought it was a 3, but maybe not. Oh, good job by Lackinen, but they got a held ball. It's going to stay with Anoka. And that's another example of it's either got to be a held ball or a travel. Take another look at that. And that was that's obvious 3. Come on now. That was on the bench. I mean,
I thought so too.
That 3 was right next to Novak. Well, I guess they had 18, so I'm going to give them a was it 3? I guess they had 18, so that was the right call. It's a 3 ball. 3 for Wilson. Wilson now has 8.
I couldn't figure that out, Tim, with my Anoka math.
Well, and I'm from Coon Rapids, so my math is probably just as bad as yours. That's why they told me to be an English teacher. 21-19. Orioles lead. Jalen Choi back on the floor. Choi with the left hand. Now Mukangi comes out to guard. Apenga guarding Wilson. Wilson puts it on the floor, drives it right at Lackinen. No call there as there's a little bit of body, but Wilson's able to corral the offensive rebound. Stolen by Sammy Mukangi, and she's going to take it, and what's the call here? They're going to call held ball, which will give it back to an Osseo.
We've had a lot of those so far tonight.
We sure have. Possession arrow.
Yeah, a lot of people on the floor, so you got to like that hustle. Important 2 minutes here for both of these teams,
No question.
especially Anoka that had the early lead. You don't want to be down by too much at halftime.
Osseo kind of withstood the early flurry from the Tornadoes. Wasn't quite a flurry. I mean, they didn't really take advantage of the opportunity there. Took a long time for Osseo to get a bucket, but they were never really down by more than 7 points. Big three there from Wilson comes off the mark, and a rebound by Apenga. And we're running. Evan, Mukangi going to try to feed, and now Sammy's got to go backward. Lost a little momentum, nowhere to go. Going to feed it to Youngquist. Youngquist catches at the elbow. Back to Apenga from the volleyball 10-foot line. Can't make it. Goodness gracious.
She is chucking it up from Champlin. Another jump ball. How about that?
Yeah, and that's going to go the way of the Tornadoes. Might just want to review the dimensions of the floor here for Evan. You don't need to shoot it so far away, but she's got that in the gym range mentality. Just let me have an open look and I'll shoot it.
You know, she had a good game her last game, too, so I'm sure she's feeling pretty confident.
Well, it looks good coming off her hand. I mean, you feel like every time she shoots, she's probably going to make it. Sammy with the drive. Doesn't use the window and can't knock it down. Rebound taken by Sampi, who's giving him some nice minutes off the bench. Here's Bennett. Bennett for three. No, that's in and out. Lizzie Shoknek tried to control the loose ball, can't do it. Osseo will keep possession. Now Jalen Choi will back it out for the Orioles.
Lackinen's out of the game for Anoka. I think it's a good move.
Good move indeed, I think. With a minute to go, no need to take a foul here late. 21-19, pull up two, hard off the back, and a rebound taken by Evan Apenga. And Apenga and Frecking are going to maybe want to make something happen in this last minute, you got to think.
Yeah, and slow it. There's Frecking right here.
Frecking for three, can't knock it down. She tries to follow her shot, not able to beat Bennett to the ball. And here comes Jayla Bennett, who now will slow down. 44 seconds to go. Wilson, right hand, drives it all the way down the lane. Will draw the foul on Frecking.
You know, I would think with Lackinen out of the game, it'd be smart for Anoka to just slow it down. You know, get the ball in the front court, use some clock up, get this thing into halftime so you can have her at full force. But every time you push something, now you got to play defense again, and this is the kind of stuff that happens.
Yeah, you almost want to, I mean, as much as you'd love to run and gun a little bit, shortening the game, shortening possessions feels like the right move.
Yeah, when Lackinen's not in the game, that's what they need to do.
Wilson makes one there, and she's really come on. After a little bit of a slow start, she's up to 9 points. Leads all scorers.
Yeah, she's getting them at the line. She's hit a three and a couple underneath the hoop.
And she's kind of done it by just being aggressive. She saw the opening to put the ball on the floor and started doing that. And since then, it's been a very different game for the Orioles.
Well, they're up by 4 with 33 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Anoka's offense has gone a little bit cold. Can they get something going? Oh, Laurel Kuyan, who had a great move early, that time she traveled. And right now it's just a little bit too much from the young sophomore guard.
Yeah, it's kind of coming unraveled right now for Anoka. She's trying to, like you said, Tim, she's trying to do a little bit too much. Something you can talk to her about at halftime. Because she has the skill, there's no question about that.
With both these teams being young, these players have all seen each other. They know each other pretty well, I would think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Novak wants to travel back on this end, doesn't get that one. Wilson will drive, can't knock it down. Shoknek goes for the rebound, gets it, and that will do it for halftime.
Oh, we're going to get a foul.
Oh,
here.
we get a foul late. Did we get one? Yeah, we might get a foul right at the end of the half here, and if that's the case, Lizzie Shoknek's going to get a couple free throws with a chance to maybe add a little something to this. And they need to settle here for a second. The fans want to get their halftime festivities going, but we got free throws to shoot. And Lizzie's like, hey, can we get everybody calm down just a second here? I got to make some free throws.
You guys want to watch me make these free throws right here. Quit throwing that stuff.
Take another look. As you can see, it was kind of a loose ball foul, and I think it's a good call, but interesting. Yeah, she had the arm there, it looked like. Hargrove did. Hargrove gets her second. Shoknek, first of two, able to get the gentleman's bounce, or the member's bounce, if you will. See, I used to play too much pickup ball at the Y with the old guys, and that's always what we would call it, the members, the shooter's roll, if you will. Lizzie gets two. Boy, those are two big ones right there. That changes a lot. They put .5 on the clock, so everybody's got to come out and play a little defense here, and that one will miss. And Lizzie Shoknek gets a couple of big free throws at the end of the half, and it is a 23-21 game, a lead for the Osseo Orioles. A thought before break, Coach.
Well, this is a pretty exciting game. Both teams out there working their tails off, and we're getting the kind of game we wanted. It's going to be important those first couple minutes to get in the second half, but Osseo's up by 2 right now.
It's halftime. We'll have the second half to you real soon on QCTV.
I started playing hockey. I remember in elementary school bringing home a flyer for Learn to Play Hockey. I gave it to my dad. He had no idea what's hockey. So I started playing hockey. Growing up, played hockey at Anoka here all through my youth career. I played high school hockey at Anoka High School. After high school hockey, I played a year of junior hockey. When that finished, I got a phone call from the current high school hockey coach. That started into a 15-year career of helping coach high school hockey. When I first started coaching, a position opened up here at the ice rink. The manager asked, "Hey, we got a position open. I see you're here every day. Are you interested in working at the ice arena?" Just started as a job, and then it turned into a career. The exciting news that I received recently was I've been asked to help work on an ice crew for figure skating and short track speed skating in Pyeongchang in the Winter Olympics. Well, it came to be through a lot of the relationships I've made within this profession, and I like to think it's because I'm good at what I do. He'll be providing driving the ice resurfacer, maintaining the ice, building some rinks, starting from scratch, making ice. I'm excited to see some of the events that I'll be providing ice surfaces for. I know up-close figure skating at that Olympic level is amazing to watch. It's very exciting. I'm really looking forward to it.
Peterson Shoes in Anoka has been a staple of the community for over a century, and this winter they are making sure that everyone has the footwear they need for these cold months.
Well, Peterson Shoes, the beginning of the store was in the 1880s. We were originally across the street. It was founded by a family, their last name was Gillespie, and it was purchased by, would it be my husband's grandparents in, we believe, around 1940, and it's been in Anoka for quite some time, and we decided to get involved. We've always been involved in the community and doing different things and giving to charities and things like that, so this just seemed like a really good fit for us, being that it was collecting shoes, and often our customers ask, you know, if we recycle or take things that maybe don't fit them anymore, so it was just a good way to put those two together. So we are partnering with the City of Anoka, and we are accepting gently used footwear that will be donated to the Souls for Souls charity. And you can drop any of those off here at Peterson Shoes, which is at 209 East Main Street in Anoka. And we will be accepting donations through the end of December. We may decide to do this and continue it on, but for right now, we're just going to go through the end of December. So any gently used shoes would be greatly appreciated, and those will go to help relieve poverty at different charities around the world. They accept everything. They will even accept mismated shoes or single pairs of shoes, because often there are people, you know, amputees and things that need, you know, just one shoe. So they're accepting everything. It started on Saturday. There was the city recycling event, so they were collecting there. I believe they collected 160 pounds of shoes there. We probably collected around 100 here, and that was just, you know, the initial kickoff. So like I said, we'll be going through December, and there have been a lot of people bringing things in, you know, individual pairs as well as, you know, whole bags full of things. So it just depends on what you have. A lot of people deciding they're going to clean out their closet, and you know, things that they can no longer use or don't fit them anymore are a great thing to donate.
In store on December 5th, there will be an Ice Bug Winter Boots demonstration with a drawing to win a free pair of boots and ice studs. A great chance to learn about the new winter footwear that's perfect for these icy days ahead.
Well, one thing I'd love to mention is that we were, again, for the second year in a row, we were elected Best Shoe Store in Minnesota by the Minneapolis Star-Tribune, so we're very proud of that. That was just announced on Monday. So thank you all for voting, but we do our best to, you know, provide for our customers and you know, give great customer service and great products.
Hi. Can I get the now bar, please?
No problem. $1.
Have a good one.
Got it.
Hi, can I get a now bar, please?
$1.
Thanks.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Hey, let me get a now bar.
Sure. $1.
Appreciate you.
You got it.
How's it going?
Can I get a now bar?
Hey, stop right there! Get down on the ground! Out of your car right, get down! Over your head!
to learn about.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Anoka Fieldhouse. Tim Anderson and Pete Hayes with you. 23-21, the Osseo Orioles lead at the half as we get set to start the second half. Both teams have put their lineups back on the floor, starting fives, and we'll see what we can do here to start the second half. Start with Tatum Miller on the floor. Going to dribble. Pulls back up top for Wilson, who had a nice end to the first half, finished with 9 points. Choi got them going early on. She'll take the three and miss that air ball, and that's going to go to the Anoka Tornadoes.
Looks like Anoka's manning up, except for Lackinen, who just is sitting in the middle. I'll have to take a look at that again the next time up here, but it's like they're going person on person, and then Lackinen sits back in the middle.
We'll keep an eye on that. Inside feed, Apenga back to it. Lackinen, who has 5 points, but also had the 2 fouls, and they're going to go with a... Is that going to be an illegal screen, perhaps, on Apenga? Let's take a look at what they call.
Yeah, it's going on Apenga. I was a little worried it might have been on Lackinen because she kind of gave a push there at the end.
Yeah, she did. I was thinking that, too.
Here's another look at it.
Yeah, it looks like I kind of lowered the... Almost like she hip-checked. Apenga hip-checked White on that attempted screen. Wilson, guarded by Apenga. Drive, kick. Tatum Miller's got an open 3. She'll take it, but miss it. Rebound by Frecking. Like to see her get going in this half here, Coach, and she's dribbling. She has that punch from behind, a great defensive play. Can they get it down the floor when there were open players for the Orioles? No, they can't, so they'll slow it down with Miller.
If you've noticed, Frecking does not have the wrist taped up anymore.
Yeah, good eye right there, Coach. Now Frecking has it. We'll find Sammy Mukangi. Sammy with the dribble, left hand. Guarded by Miller. Lackinen comes out and catches. Back up top for Apenga. Apenga now will dribble, step, shoot. This one's at least closer to the three-point line. Misses it. Rebound inside Youngquist, who's going to work the baseline. Kick it back out for Sammy Mukangi for 3. Got it.
Well, I'm glad to see her do that. The game that I saw her play against Eastridge, she hit about 5 of those. So she can shoot. If she gets it going, she's pretty good at those threes.
Tornadoes, who led much of the first half before giving up the lead late in the half, now reclaim the lead at 24-23.
You know, and that was just beyond the three-point line. It wasn't in Champlin.
They count the same.
They count the same. Yes, they do.
Osseo keeps it off the knockaway by Anoka. So Tornadoes going to try to, Orioles try to run their offense here. Wilson back up top, going to feed. It's Mitchell. On the floor with a nice drive and finish from Mariah Mitchell.
Yeah, we didn't hear much from Mitchell in that first half, so a nice bucket for her, and we got a seesaw battle going here.
25-24, the Tornadoes trailing by 1. Lackinen fought baseline. Stuck in that student section. It's still Lackinen pushing and shoving. Now back they go with Frecking. Frecking's going to use the right hand, dribbles into traffic. Youngquist, nice head fake. She'll take the runner and make it.
Yeah, nice little runner there by Youngquist with the right hand.
The answer on the other end, no. And Apenga's going to get it as Choi was long with that. Apenga sees a chance for Sammy Mukangi. She'll pull it back. Youngquist back to Sammy Mukangi again in the corner. She'll drive it baseline. That time she airballs over the top. And a rebound taken on the inside by Mitchell. Not sure if Osseo wants to play this pace either.
No, they're going to slow it down here a little bit.
Miller looking for somebody to move. Wilson maybe didn't want to move, wanted to catch it up top. Now she does, so she can maybe go one-on-one with Apenga. Going to try to ISO. They get a high screen for her. Drive and kick, and Mitchell caught it in the wrong spot, can't do anything with it. And instead we'll come back and set a screen for Tatum Miller, who's out of control, and that's going to be a turnover.
Yeah, Frecking just kind of went, that wasn't me.
I was just standing here.
Shook her head.
Tripping and falling.
You know, I think Anoka plays a little faster because their guards want to play faster.
Yeah.
You know, Osseo's the smaller team. You think that they would want to play faster, but Anoka guards, they want to play fast.
I mean, you can kind of see Mitchell kind of breathing heavy after a couple of those runs down the floor. Like, hey, we're not built for this yet. We need to build up to this. Yeah. Mukangi with a drive, going aggressive to the basket, and she'll go to the line for 2.
You know, Anoka's at the foul line a lot because they are so aggressive going to the basket, Tim. I also am noticing that Lackinen is coming out from underneath the basket a lot on the offensive end, so she'll come out and get it, set a pick, and then try to get some pick and rolls off of that.
And that's what maybe opens up the lane a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not just on the offensive end for
Right.
Osseo, but it works on your
Yes.
end too if
Yes.
you do that.
Yes.
Mukangi's able to get them both, and a nice start for her in this half. She's up to 7 for the game.
And Anoka continues to make those free throws, and that's the difference in the game right now.
Big three for the answer, though, from Jayla Bennett off the bench. Bennett's first basket of the game ties it at 28, and the back and forth continues. Lackinen given some room, now backs off. Mukangi with the hot hand, trying to take a Lackinen screen, but goes back to Frecking. Maddie Frecking puts it on the floor at the free throw line. Little turn, nice move, trying to up and under, but Lackinen loses the ball, and it's going to be a held ball, I think. Yes, it is. Held ball going to the Orioles.
Oh, once again, players on the court. Maddie Frecking.
Oh, they're going to say Anoka ball instead.
All right, we'll take that. I'm sure there'll be more tie-ups.
I'm sure there will be. I'm sure we have not seen the last of those. Nice defense there by Jasia White, but Lackinen gets away with that. Gets her own offensive rebound. The up and under puts it away.
That's some tenacious work there by Lackinen. Missed the little bunny. She's missed a few of them today, but it's coming up with her rebound more often than not.
She's got to have, like, I don't have the rebound stats in front of me, but I feel like it's got to be at least 12, right?
Well, she's helped herself out by missing those little
She's padding her own stats.
Padding her own stats. Scores and gets a rebound.
That's one way to do it, I suppose.
Absolutely.
Mitchell, catch it top of the key. Jayla Bennett, who just made a three from right there, thinking about it again, but this time she'll drive and fire at the elbow, and she'll miss it completely, and it's going to be a turnover. Thought maybe she got fouled on that, but did not, according to the referees.
Well, we need Superfan here because he could tell us, but she has to be close, if not has a double-double already.
I'm sure, yeah, he's not even at the scores table and probably could tell us that.
No.
He's probably watching it at home on YouTube, and he could probably just give us a text here at some point. Evan Apenga trying to drive it to the corner. Back up top, Lydia. Feeds Mukangi. Apenga will come back and get it. Didn't set the screen for Sammy that time, but instead will just catch. Now drive for Frecking on the baseline, who's amongst the traffic. Score that. No call in the inside, but she'll just get the hoop. They got to come back the other way and play defense. Big basket from Frecking.
Oh.
And on the floor, foul Apenga, who for the second time today just got ran over.
You know, it's one thing to get run over. It's another thing to get run over and then having a foul called on yourself. You know, I like what you're saying, though, Tim. When they bring Lackinen out, it really clears that middle part. There's nobody down in there. And I think Anoka's game plan is to drive that basketball as much as they can and either put it in or get fouled.
And maybe if the defense will start collapsing, you think, Coach, that opens up the three-pointer for more wide
absolutely.
open looks.
I like it. It's good coaching.
Big three, gets the bounce again, and Wilson keeps it rolling. Aaliyah Wilson's first points of the second half. She's got 12, and that's going to be a turnover on the other side as Apenga can't keep it. 32-31 Tornadoes.
Yeah, trying to get a little fancy there on that pass. It would have looked nice if it connected, but it didn't, and Osseo has an opportunity to get back out in front here.
Check that, 13 points for Aaliyah Wilson. Leads all scorers in this one. Bennett trying to go to Jasia White. White guarded by Lackinen. Lackinen's got to be careful there. Trying to step in and get a steal. Now Lizzie Schokenecht on the floor, and that's going to be, guess what? A held ball. Possession arrow to the Osseo Orioles. Good effort there, though, by Lizzie Schokenecht on the inside.
Yeah, absolutely. She got down on the ground, tied that one up, but Osseo has possession, down by one.
I want to talk about tenacity. Schokenecht has that. Very intense player.
I like the way both of these teams are playing defense.
Yeah, very physical. Big block by Lydia Lackinen, who's going to try to run the other way. Careful. She almost pushed off right there. Lydia again trying to use that off arm to give her some room, and Jasia White's called for the foul. I felt like that could have gone either way there for a second, Coach.
Well, she was thinking the same thing, but you know what? You got to keep hands off, and she did have hands on. So I think it was a good call by the official.
Well, offense is going to get the call more often than the defense.
Yeah,
You got to be careful of that. And now Lackinen will go with no body, and now Jasia White hates it. She's got to be very careful there with that reaction. White called for the foul, and that'll be her 4th, I think, and she's not happy. And she's got to be careful there, and that's a good move by Coach Erlene. Get her out of there, because she clearly was just getting really frustrated with the fouls, battling with Lydia Lackinen on the inside.
And she's doing a really good job of playing defense, too, so that could hurt Osseo.
Missed free from Mukongi. Frecking with the steal. Nice job by Maddie Frecking to stay alive on that play with court vision. She's going to make a little crossover move. She's going to drive to the basket, but she can't get anything there. And a rebound. Here come the Orioles the other way. Just a little out of control for Maddie Frecking on that last one.
Well, you knew when she had the basketball, she was going to the hole.
Miller up top, guarded by Mukongi, fights through the screen. Drive, and that's going to be a foul called there.
That looked like it hurt.
No question. It's getting a little physical in here.
It sure is. I mean, usually these girls don't play in front of this kind of crowd, both of these teams, so it's really exciting. I'll tell you what, if Anoka keeps winning basketball, they will keep coming.
No question about that. It's always what'll cure attendance issues. Just play a fun brand of basketball and win some games. That'll work. Oh, we're diving on the floor. Oh, man, a little friendly fire right there as looked like Mitchell kneed Bennett in the back of the head there as she was going for that loose ball. Looked like Bennett's okay, though.
Nobody wants to just pick it up.
No, just fall on it, apparently. Laurel Kuyan back on the floor. Young sophomore.
And they're not like me where they can't bend over. You know?
Well, you certainly I could get over, but I couldn't get back up. Lackinen on the inside. Up and under move. So physical on the inside, but can't finish. Good defense there straight up from Hargrove. And a quick hustle the other way for Bennett. Nice putback from Jayla Bennett. She's got 5 all in the second half. A nice boost off the bench, and Osseo's got the lead back at 33-32.
That was a heck of a basket because Shopnick got back there well and played some good defense. Better offense.
Frecking trying to go one-on-one with Mitchell. Backs her down, turns around, can't make it. Rebound, Frecking's got it on the inside. And what are we going to get? A reach-in foul on Tatum Miller. So Tatum Miller called for it, and Osseo's got to be careful because they're starting to bark a little bit at the official.
No, I was thinking the same thing. They got to concentrate on the game. Don't let the officials dictate how they're going to act. So stay in the game. You got the lead.
And these are pretty good calls. Like, that's a reach-in foul.
Absolutely.
They're going to call that all
Absolutely.
day. So I know you don't love that, but that's a good call.
It's basketball. There's so many calls that you don't know which way they're going to go.
And that's a big steal right there by Wilson on a telegraph pass to the rim. Can't finish. Nice job by Kuyan kind of pulling the chair out from underneath Wilson, thinking she was going to get contact.
Yeah, Kuyan with a great defensive play by Anoka. That was excellent defense. Hands up in the air. Kind of backed off at the end so she wouldn't get the foul, and Wilson felt the pressure.
Just kind of, you could tell Wilson was trying to lean into the young sophomore. And she just kind of backed away and let her lose that momentum at the hoop. But now she's in trouble. Picked up her dribble up top. And a timeout from Nick Novak, and I think this is a good one.
Yeah, good timeout. Boy, I would not want to bet on who's going to win this game, Tim.
Boy, yeah. It's
it is back and forth. You know, if one team can get on a run, that might do it. But we got a little less than 10 minutes to play here. And we got a 1-point game, so don't go anyplace.
And you look at the score and you say, well, the offense is just not scoring, but some great defense here. It's been very physical. These two teams are getting after each other, and we're in that stage where it's starting to get under both teams' skin a little bit, too.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and I don't think anybody, we only have one player in foul trouble for Osseo, and nobody in Anoka has more than 2 fouls, I don't believe.
Yeah.
So fouls are not anything that's going to come into play here.
There's Osseo's schedule as you take a look. St. Michael Albertville coming up, Andover, hosting Centennial and De La Salle and Spring Lake Park. So a couple of tough road games here, and then you get some home time if you're Osseo.
Well, this is the time of year, Tim, where you try to find out what you have. You know, You give some players opportunities, and then you get halfway through the season and you're pretty set on where everybody's at. So Anoka using 4 people off the bench and Osseo doing the same thing. So we're going to find out who can play basketball. It looks like there's a lot of good players out here tonight.
Sammy driving, but fell in the traffic there. Nice trap by Osseo, and we got a held ball again. Players falling on the floor, diving, and it's going to be Osseo basketball.
I don't know if there's anything on the wall here for a school record amount of tie-ups.
No, I'm not sure. Not sure at this point, but man, it's been physical in the paint. And that's the thing, Sammy driving right into that double team. She didn't see that one coming, but I feel like it was pretty obvious, Coach.
Yeah.
Oh, nice feed there, and no, didn't go in. And a chance in the rebound, and Hargrove's going to go to the line, and a foul maybe on Lydia Lackinen.
Or is it Youngquist?
Or Youngquist. We'll see what they call on the inside.
There we go.
It's on 1-1. So I guess it must be 1-0, I'm thinking.
Yeah, it has to be 1-0.
1-0 Youngquist, yep. 1-0. It's going to be on Lauren Youngquist.
And Lackinen's breathing a sigh of relief.
Yeah.
And that's Youngquist's second, so she's okay here too.
Hargrove goes to the line and makes one, and the lead is now 2 for the Orioles. The bench coming up big now for Osseo in the second half. Bennett with 5 points, Hargrove with a couple of big defensive plays, and now making a free throw.
Yeah, that's important. Anoka's been getting a few points off their bench, but Osseo's bench is coming up big here in the second half.
And we're going to get another tie-up underneath. This time, good effort from the young sophomore, Laurel Kuyan, as she's able to get a possession arrow for the Tornadoes.
Well, Anoka's down by 2, Tim. You don't want to get down by much more.
No, in this kind of game, like a 6-point lead could be tough to bring back because points are at a premium. Apenga, full head of steam. Pulls up for Lydia Lackinen, and as much as you like her catching the ball up top, not going to do much out there. Apenga for 3, no. Great hustle by Youngquist, but no, she's just on the line. Good call by the official. It looked like that was pretty close.
Oh, way to go, Youngquist. That was impressive. Impressive effort by her. Apenga throwing it up from outside again. You know, she needs
one of like 6 or 7 now. We might need to rethink the strategy just a little bit, but
or she needs one to fall.
Or she needs one to go. Yep, exactly.
I don't think she's going to stop throwing them up.
Shoot or shoot,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's a moving screen on Osseo. And again, a pretty easy call.
You know, if they can get Frecking going here at the end, you know, she's that leading scorer, and she's not up to her average tonight.
Yeah,
I know
she's got 6.
Yeah, she's got a bad wrist, but I think she's going to be a big part of it down the stretch.
Yeah, they're going to want to be looking. Oh, big steal from the backcourt there by Bennett, and Jayla Bennett has taken over the second half. 7 points for Bennett, and now it's a 4-point lead, and they put some pressure on for the Anoka backcourt. Apenga with a nice move, little ankle breaker, a drive and dish to Frecking, a turnaround layup, good.
That's a big basket for Anoka right there. You can tell both these teams are well coached, the way that they play defense.
Little pump fake from Jalen Choi, trying to get a runner to go, can't do it. Hargrove almost over the back of Frecking, but instead it's going to be off of Frecking, and the possession arrow stays with the Osseo Orioles.
You know, Frecking's seeing that it's her time right now. Got a very nice dish there, though.
She's got 8. Lydia Lackinen 7. So they're scoring the points, those two, but they haven't scored a lot of them tonight. 15 of the team's 34 have come from those two, and that's been kind of the case this year. Apenga, full head of steam, another drive and dish. Almost got away with a travel there. Frecking almost got away with one, too. She'll drive it and score!
Epping to Frecking right now. Epping gets that ball, and she is going. And then she's looking for her buddy Frecking, and Frecking's put a couple of them away and has a chance to put Anoka ahead.
Yeah, full head of steam. They've run that play twice in a row, Coach. Who ran it, drive and dish on the inside. They get a look.
Well, the nice thing with Epping is she dishes and then she stops, so she's not running somebody over and getting an offensive foul. So she's come to play here.
And now I think we would call Maddie Frecking's 11 maybe the quietest 11 you'll ever see, and there she is. Wilson trying to answer as she goes on the baseline. 37-36 Tornado. Bennett, heat check. Can't finish there. Rebound inside by Hargrove, who's played well off the bench. Gets another big offensive board. Back up top for Jalen Choi. Choi with the feed. It's Mitchell. Mitchell back to Bennett. Between the circles for Wilson. Frecking steps out and plays defense. Good step back, too. Make it. Ooh, she might have hurt herself on that too because she was kind of holding her leg. But she's going to stay on the floor and try to play here.
Yeah, a little grimace of pain there, but that's nice.
Oh, Apenga wants a full head of steam the other way, and that was maybe a bit out of control right there. We're running the other way for the Orioles, and Choi can't stay in bounds. Turnover the other way.
I'll tell you, I have a big smile on my face. This is fun.
This is fun stuff right now. They're getting after each other, both teams, in a very intense game. That you're right, Coach. I think it's coming right down to the wire, you have to think. But as you asked for, Maddie Frecking involved in those plays. When they get her the ball down low, all of a sudden they're scoring some points.
Well, something else we might notice down the stretch here is conditioning, because this game is going up and down the court.
And it's very physical right now. Both teams are hitting the floor. And Apenga's going about 107 miles an hour as the guard. Good feed to Youngquist. Turn around, make it.
Yeah, Penga, she's the leader out there right now. She's the assist person.
Making it happen. She's picked up probably 2-3 assists in the last 4 trips down the floor, setting up her teammates for easy hoops, and the Tornadoes retake the lead at 39-38. Miller going to work between the circles, take a pick from Mitchell. Now Wilson using the left hand, going on Frecking, trying to go up top, can't get it. Rebound by Hargrove, another offensive rebound. Choi drives with the left hand. They're going to get a foul called, I think, on Katie McKay.
Yeah, Katie McKay getting some big minutes here for Anoka late in the ball game with 6:36 remaining. I think she's probably coming out here.
Yeah, looks like McKay will sit out as Mukongi comes back on the floor.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of substitutions here in this last 6.5 minutes.
Yeah, it's the old my team's on the floor thing here. Jasia White comes in, and a foul called by Youngquist as White goes up hard with it and gets the call.
You know, she might have got all ball, but body.
Yeah, very hard fall for Jasia White.
You know, Penga for Anoka was showing it's all ball, but I think she had all ball, but
the player did go flying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jasia can't knock down the first one. It's good to see her back on the floor. That was a good move by Coach Erlene to pull her out and give her a second. Now back on the floor because they need her. She's one of those young players that they really like.
Yeah, they stuck right in there with her out of the game, so she has to really watch herself here with 4 fouls.
Young sophomore, very talented. And she'll get 1 out of 2, and we are tied again. 39-39. A little pressure from Osseo, forcing Anoka to kind of move their pace along and play a little faster. Frecking will take a 3. That was an odd shot there.
Yeah, that was kind of a tough one. One of her own players was up against her, and same with an Osseo player.
Not a lot of spacing there from the Tornadoes on offense. Inside feed. Nice block by Lackinen, and that's out of bounds.
Yeah, nice little pick and roll there by Osseo, but Lackinen comes up with a big block.
Yeah, defensively, she's about as tough as they come. She's just hard to deal with on the boards, blocking shots. Just a very physical player. Ooh, dribbled, and Choi can't hang on. That's a tough turnover to take for the Orioles with 6:04 to go.
Yeah, there hasn't been a whole lot of turnovers, Tim.
Not really,
There's been a lot of jump balls, but not a whole lot of turnovers.
Certainly not a lot of unforced errors, right?
No, not at all.
That would be the epitome of an unforced error right there. But you're right, not a lot of those. Defense has sometimes forced some steals, but that's a different animal entirely. A held ball there, a holding call. Grabbing the arm is Miller. Miller in the classic "what did I do" stance.
Yeah, you see that a lot. You see that from the pros, too. I saw that
that's
in
where
the
they get it
NFL.
from, of course.
Yeah.
All these players, they never commit a foul. Are you kidding me?
Watched a D back last week, absolutely mugged the guy, and he's given the who me.
What? Are you kidding? Over the limit are the Orioles. Both teams are pretty much there. So it's a 1-1. These are going to be big now, Coach. With it being 1-1, you're getting free throws every time you get a foul here. One team's made more than the other, and that could be a huge difference.
Absolutely, and Anoka's been the one who's been putting the ball in the basket on these free throws. A little bit better than Osseo. We'll see.
And we jinxed. But Frecking gets the rebound, gets her arm held, but she's able to get it back out to Youngquist. Mukongi will put it on the floor. She's going to drive with the right hand. 1-2 steps, knocked it down. And she's come alive in this second half with 8 points.
Yeah, that's some confidence right there by the sophomore.
A drive to the hoop and a big foul and another hard landing for Tatum Miller.
Well, I'm sorry. She's not a sophomore. She's a senior.
Senior? Well, she's been here forever. I told you.
That's right. That's right.
She might have played through 2 presidential administrations here.
Well, we'll see what Osseo can do on the line here.
Miller in and out. Free throws will be the key. That's 4, though, on Sammy. So keep your eye on that, as she does have 11 points in this game, or 10 points.
Yeah, Miller's 1 for 4 from the line. You can see she's frustrated. She has to get that out of her head, take a deep breath like she just did.
And missing both.
That's a crucial, you made the call again, Tim. They're going to be big.
Sammy will dribble hard, guarded by Miller. Lackinen up top. Jasia White guarding. Bringing the bigs out, away from the basket. Now Apenga feeds Miller, or not feeds Lackinen, but Lackinen can't finish. Oh, Lydia. That's one you got to have right there.
Yeah, great play set up by Anoka.
Nice move by Wilson on the inside. Got it. Wow, what a play by Aaliyah Wilson.
Boy, that's a turn of event right there. Instead of a 5-point lead, it's now a 1-point lead.
A big swing. Apenga doesn't take the pick, but instead will feed back, and it's Lackinen again who will drive. Looking to dish back to Apenga, can't. Instead will feed Frecking, who's wide open for 3. Got it!
Cool and calm.
Maddie Frecking coming alive in this second half with 10 points in the second half and 14 for the game. Lackinen in a block as Wilson tried to kick that back out in a 4-point lead for the Tornadoes. And 4 points might feel like 10 right now, just based on the way the game's gone, Coach.
Yeah, and with Frecking, you know, she has 14. You know, her average is 19, I think. So she's climbing right back into that. And that's about the first time she's had a real clear look at the basket.
A game where she's been stymied and frustrated by this Osseo team that's been really tenacious on the inside. Jasia White blocked by Lydia Lackinen. Careful here as White tries to pursue and get a steal, but Lackinen sees it and pulls up. Big collision, and that's going to be a foul on Jasia White. She's out. And she hates it. But I think that's the right call. It's been really physical, and it's been such a tough matchup for the young sophomore.
Yeah, we're gonna hear about her in this conference, though. She's a nice-looking player, and she works really, really hard. She's pretty frustrated right now.
Well, you know, you're in it against a tough player in Lydia Lackinen. She's going to push you around, going to beat you up, and she can frustrate you, too. She can stymie you, both on the offensive side and the defensive side, and clearly that kind of got to her at the end of this game.
Well, you know, you got to hand it to her. She was trying to make a play here late in the game, trying to get a foul called with 4 fouls. Might not have been the best idea of something to do. But she gave it the old effort, that's for sure.
And she's young. That might be a conversation to have later, like, we need you on the floor in that moment.
Yeah,
so, like,
absolutely.
we can live for another day, but we have to have you out there. And that's where you can make a difference for us. And Lackinen comes in and makes 2 big free throws.
All of a sudden, Anoka's up to a 6-point lead, and this is a big possession when Osseo gets the ball after this timeout.
Timeout taken on the floor here from Coach Doug Erleen. Let's take a look at that Anoka Tornadoes schedule. We saw the Osseo one earlier. Park Center coming up. Totino Grace, both here hosting those games. And then on the road at St. Francis, hosting Cambridge Isanti, hosting Orioles. So some home games here coming up on in the month of December for this Tornado team.
Right, and Cambridge will be a big section game. You know, I like Anoka in this section. I guess I don't know much about Blaine, what they're like. And
well, they're up to a good start, 3-0.
They are off to a good start, you know, and Cambridge is always tough too. So those section games they're big.
What we're seeing here from this Tornado squad and from this Osseo team is that they're willing to play this kind of grinded out game if they have to. I mean, obviously, I think both teams would maybe like to score a little more, get the ball moving up and down the floor, but that's not what they've been given here tonight. They've been given a fight, and both teams have risen to it, I think.
You know, and the nice thing I like about Anoka is they can slow it down or they can push it. You know,
Sure.
They have some size up front, you know, and they have some quick guards, and they have some shooters. So they have everything they need to be a good basketball team, and so far in this early season, they are showing that they are a good basketball team.
Well, if you can rebound, play a little defense, make a few shots, that tends to work. It's a good formula in basketball. It always has been.
Yeah, and a game like this is great, too, down the stretch when you're in tight games. And Anoka in another tight one here with Osseo.
4 minutes to play, regulation. It's a 6-point lead for the Tornadoes. Wilson, who's had a really nice night, going to drive through the trees on Lackinen and score. What a play by Alea Wilson.
Well, Wilson has to be the catalyst here for Osseo down the stretch, and that's a big, big basket.
She's got 19 tonight, playing a great game. Apenga gets through the screen, and that's a bad pass as Lackinen wasn't sure if it was for her or if it was for Youngquist, but Tatum Miller got absolutely blitzed on that screen. I don't think she was told it was coming. Oh, my. Yeah, that was a nasty screen from Lydia Lackinen. You don't want to take one from her.
And you know what? She was set.
Yeah, she was. I think that was a clean pick. There was just no communication from Miller. Miller didn't see it coming. That's where you need a teammate to holler out at you, saying, like, hey, pick coming.
Well, we'll see if Wilson can keep doing it for Osseo.
It's going to probably be on her, you got to think. Mitchell between the circles. Choi, who had a good start, has been a little quiet since. Jalen Choi trying to work past Apenga. That's going to be a reach in. Good call. And that's going to that might be it for Evan Apenga. Yep, it is. That's 5. She's out.
Well, that's not good for Anoka because she's been the catalyst here in the second half. And she is not happy about it.
Yeah, kind of a frustrating night. She made that 3 early, but then couldn't make anything after that. And then did some nice things offensively, creating some assists and getting some chances for her teammates.
Yeah, and defensively, she's really tough, too. She's quick.
That's another one, though, where you say, we don't need the reach right there. We need you on the floor.
So each team with one of their starters on the bench, and all of a sudden we're back to a 3-point game with 3:22 remaining.
Yeah, Jalen Choi makes the first of 2. Junior guard. She's got 6 tonight. Something on the floor here, and Lydia's going to pick that up. Oh, somebody threw one of them balls that they were giving away in the stands there on the floor. That's probably not a good move. You may want to keep those up there, fans.
I thought it might be a pickleball, Tim. I've left a few of those on this floor.
You certainly have. I know. I mean, it's usually a real mess when you come through here. Even though they try to run a mop through here in between games, sometimes the loose one comes flying around. Nice job by Choi. She's able to get them both. We talk free throws. She's able to get 2 big ones there, and a little bit of pressure coming from Osseo. Let's see what the young sophomore guard can do as Laurel Kuyon's on the floor in big minutes here down the stretch. Crunch time. Lackinen takes the screen from Youngquist. Tried to roll off, nowhere to go. Maddie Frecking will come out and catch it. Trying to feed Mukongi, and nobody home on that. Turnover City.
Yeah, I'm not sure who she was looking for there. I think she was looking for Lackinen, and she had her back turned. Trying to force things a little bit here.
And with Apenga out, that's where it kind of hurts, is you just have that guard, that ball handler at the top of the key who can kind of set things offensively. Now they're going to probably rely on Sammy to do that, you got to think.
That's what I would think. She's going to handle the ball most of the time.
Under 3, Wilson drives in, pulls back out Mitchell. Mitchell will drive and dish. It's Hargrove who's going to be in amongst the trees here. Nowhere to go, and stolen. Anoka's going to slow down. Laurel Kuyon will bring it across. Feed Maddie Frecking. Frecking's going to go. 1-on-1, and take it to the basket on Mitchell and score. Big hoop for Maddie Frecking. Back to a 4-point lead. Wilson gets a foul on the other side on Frecking. And again, she's kind of grimacing on that leg. It's a couple times where she's gone up and landed and been a little ginger afterwards.
Boy, I tell you, Coach Novak over there, he was going a little crazy. He wanted everybody to clear out, for Frecking, and finally they did. And otherwise, I don't know, he would have jumped out of his tie.
I'm not sure. I mean, a lot of coaches tend to do this late in the game, but I wonder what your thoughts are about let's just find our best player late in the game, do an ISO, let them go one-on-one. I don't know if I love that. I feel like it changes your philosophy late in a game.
Well, when you have someone like Frecking, that's what you like to do, but you got to pick and choose when you're going to do that.
Alea Wilson gets both free throws, and now all of a sudden, Osseo's making free throws on their end. It's 49-47. 21 points for Alea Wilson. Frecking, drive, dish. Youngquist open for 3. Got it!
That's a big three by Youngquist. Puts Anoka back up by 5.
Youngquist with 10 now. Mitchell on the floor, have to get back up. Hargrove feeds Mitchell again. Now back to Wilson. Wilson wants 3 for the answer. Can't do it. Rebound Lackinen. Lakkinen's going to control the loose ball. Got to find your guard, and does, as Mukongi will come back and get it, and they'll dribble ahead. 1 minute, 40 seconds to go, and a 5-point lead for the Tornadoes. And a steal by Jayla Bennett. She's going to pick up the loose ball. She's got time. She'll step back for 3, and in and out. In and out. Hargrove back up top will draw the contact and go to the line. Oh, I thought that was down for Jayla Bennett.
Wow. That thing was around and around and around and came out of there.
How did that not go down for Jayla Bennett?
They need these free throws now if you're an Osseo Orioles fan.
That's 4 on Sammy, so she's... And you don't want to lose both guards here late if you're Anoka, that's for sure. So Hargrove to the line, and I've been really impressed with her off the bench. She's come in giving them rebounds, been doing the tough stuff underneath. Misses that first free throw. Just 1 point in the game, but I think she's picked up like 5 offensive rebounds. Been very physical on the inside.
This is a big free throw for her right here.
Comes up short.
Both.
Frecking grabs the rebound. 1.5 to play. Oh, boy, you got to communicate there. Frecking will bring it across. Frecking will wait. Now Lackinen. Coach Novak hollering for movement. Frecking will come out and get it. Wants the baseline. Drives in. Little Euro step and got it.
That's what he's wanted these last 2 times, and he's got it. Clears him
Huge
out.
basket.
Yep, gets her going down that baseline, and I think she's up to 18 now.
18 points for Maddie Frecking. And it was a quiet first half. She only had 4 at the half. She has come alive when they needed her in this second half. And you called for it, Coach, and she delivered here.
Well, that's what big players do, and she's a tiger out there. She wants to score. She wants the ball. Maybe it's helped that she's got that wrap off her wrist.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, it's been the whole thing. It's like Sly Stallone and Over the Top. Just turn your hat backwards, and now all of a sudden you're unbeatable.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a little ice on that wrist today, just like there was on Sly's face.
Well, they might need a lot of ice for this entire team, the way they've been diving on the floor, been jumping and getting banged around by both teams. Both teams are going to be pretty sore in the morning, I got to think.
Yeah, very, very physical girls basketball game. You got to love it. This crowd's loving it. I hope our fans at home are loving it. I know me and Tim are both loving it, so we'll see how this finishes out.
Let's take some rankings here as we get out of this timeout. Let's take a look and see where everybody's at if we have a few seconds. And there they are. Class 4A rankings as of a couple of days ago. Hopkins number 1, St. Michael Albertville 2, Eden Prairie 3, Chaska 4. There's Minnetonka, Wayzata, some of the usual suspects. That Eastridge team that you saw.
I saw Eastridge play Eden Prairie. Eden Prairie's good. I have a niece who's on Eastridge, and Eden Prairie beat them for their 1 loss. So, yeah, they're going to be one I'm going to be watching come playoff time, that's for sure.
Maple Grove out there as well. In top 10, Lakeville South rounds it out. Here's Wilson coming in off the timeout. Kick for Bennett for 3. No good. Boy, they're feeding Jayla Bennett in the second half. She's come up with some big hoops, not able to knock that one down. Now Sammy Mukongi. They're going to pressure her in the backcourt, look for a trap, and instead they're going to run her over for a foul. And that's not what they needed from Jalen Choi right there. Just try to be a blocker and see if they could trap her. They weren't able to do that.
Yeah, they ran her right into the trap, and then they let her off the hook by making the foul. You're absolutely right, Tim. Just stand there, take the foul, and you got the basketball back again. But instead, Anoka goes to the line where they've been very, very good tonight. I hope I didn't jinx them.
Well, you're up by 7 are the Tornadoes. That is 3 possessions. So it'll still be 3 possessions no matter what here from this trip.
And Osseo's been launching some threes here lately. They just haven't gone down. That's been the difference here in the last 4 minutes.
Yeah, they'll look back at that Youngquist 3 and say that might have been the dagger, but big free throw there from Sammy Mukongi. Had a good second half. Sammy's played really well in this second half.
Yeah, a lot of the Anoka girls, the scoring's been up a lot more in the second half too.
11 points, now 12. And again, you said big key was free throws. We kind of thought that early on. I think that's really going to be the difference at the end of the night.
Well, it sure has been so far, that's for sure.
Wilson between the circles. Going to go one-on-one with Frecking. Drive right on her. No call, rebound inside. Wilson goes straight up and gets it.
Yeah, Wilson wasn't going to give that one up as soon as she got it.
Now Frecking's got it. They got a foul, and they do. Oh, Maddie's got to be careful there. It's going to frustrate you, but you got to not let that bother you. You're going to get fouled at the end of the game. That's how this works. So still a 7-point game. So still a 3-possession game, so you make free throws and nothing changes.
You know, and it was a nice job there by Osseo. They almost could have stole that ball instead of the foul, but official decided it was a foul, and Frecking will go to the line and try to salt this thing away.
Think they fouled too early on that one, Coach? Maybe give it an extra second?
Absolutely they did, but they did what they wanted. They got her in the trap.
And Maddie will knock the first one down. And I'll tell you, that's the big difference in this second half. The Stars came out, Frecking came out, had a big second half. So did Wilson for Osseo. It's made for a fun basketball game. 57-49. Tornadoes trying to just take this thing in here tonight. How about them both? 20 points for Maddie Frecking. Choi with a drive, and they're just going to let her have it. Anoka just trying to let the clock run.
Yeah, they needed a 3 right there instead of a 2.
Lydia gets the inbound and immediately fouled by Wilson.
Well, here comes Anoka back to the line today. They've been very effective there. Osseo doing what they needed to do. I would like to have seen them pull the ball out and shoot a 3 right there with a 3-possession game. It makes it kind of tough right now.
Yeah, you don't want to trade here. You can't trade 2 for 2 or even 2 for 1 because it's still a 3-possession game.
Yeah, it's still a 3-possession game even if she misses the free throws.
And front end there for Lydia Lackinen. And she's been a force defensively, played really hard tonight, but you know she'll go home frustrated with some of the missed shots and some of the free throw misses.
Really impressed with her tonight, though. She's a really nice basketball player.
Yeah, fun to watch, no question about it. Wilson gets the rebound. Let's see if Anoka leads the way here again, and they will. They're going to let Bennett shoot another 3, miss that one short. Grab the offensive rebound, and again, not trying to foul here. Anoka wants the clock to run. A wide open 3 on the other side for Osseo, can't put it away. And instead, the ball is still loose for Miller, and if you're Anoka, you just want to let it go, but instead, Laurel Kuyan will pick it up, and that's going to do it. A really fun basketball game here tonight at the Fieldhouse sees the Tornado girls get a victory 58-51. Coach, a nice performance by this Anoka team, a gritty one, a hard-fought one. They really had to work for it.
You know, I think Anoka's for real, Tim. You know, like I said, they have inside presence, they have outside presence. They work extremely hard. They're well coached. You know, and Osseo has nothing to hang their heads about. They came out, gave Anoka everything they wanted tonight. So good win for Anoka, good learning experience for Osseo.
Yeah, a lot of fun here tonight. Really enjoyed it. Hope you did as well at home on a cold December Friday night. Want to thank everybody for tuning in this evening. Want to thank our crew working really hard for us at the game and in the truck and at home and wherever else they are this evening working for us. Want to thank the coach, Pete Hayes, for your time. As always, it's always good to hang out with you, Coach. I appreciate
nice
that.
Nice being with you too, Tim. It's a fun game tonight.
A lot of fun here tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. And on behalf of everybody else here at QCTV, this is Tim Anderson saying keep your head up. And we'll see you next time.